How's it going, super friends? Welcome back to my channel. I know I'm late to the game with this one, but today let's have a look at the Spin Master 4-inch Batman, Robin, and Batmobile. So first, let's start with the Cape Crusader and Damian Wayne Robin. The fronts of the packaging, which you can see here, have their names, DC logos, Bat logos, Spin Master logos down here in the bottom corner. You can see that the bubbles for these are actually rounded, which is a Spin Master thing. That's what they've been doing. And on this side of the package right here, 3 mystery accessories with a whole bunch of stuff blasting out of the front. On this side here, it's just lines, a DC logo, and bat symbol, and some information for their website. The tops of the packaging, it's more bubble and DC logo. For the back of the packaging, you've got digital images of the action figures, Batman and Damian Wayne Robin, along with Creature Chaos. What mission will you get? Right, let's open them. Now, I'm going to try and do these without any cuts. Like, I would usually actually make this more of like a cut-up sort of highly edited thing, but really, I mean, we've already seen what the boxes for these look like on the inside. Oh yeah, I forgot, you got trading cards. Darn it, I think I wrinkled that one. Batman and the Joker, collectible trading card. Let's carefully pull that off. And then we've got, there's the little 3 lockers right here. It looks like a filing cabinet, actually. We're gonna pull that off and get off of, oh wow, that was glued on there. Oh no, I pulled it out, and one of the accessories came right out. It's an armored Batman mask. It actually kind of looks like what you would have found in Batman v Superman. Might as well open the rest of the little boxes. We also have that, and we have... oh, wait a minute. I'm only supposed to get 3 accessories. I just got 4. I just got 4 accessories. What? I got this one. Looks like a gigantic bat grapple. Where would he possibly hide that under his cape? Some sort of bright yellow bladed weapon, and another different bright yellow bladed bat weapon. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I didn't get extra accessories. This is all one accessory. It goes together. So never mind. Old Batsy just got 3 accessories. Much like Heroes Unite, you get this fold-out piece of paper that shows what version of the character you got based on the accessories and the color thereof. So in this case, Batman's got a yellow double-sworded thing, he's got his bat grapple, and he's got the gray helmet, which would make this Arkham Asylum Escape Batman. Based on that, I think so. And look, I guess that I got one that's super rare. That's kind of cool too. And of course, we got the Batman figure. We'll have a closer look at him in a second, but first, let's open up Robin. We're just gonna rip this bad boy open, pull the thing so that we don't wreck the trading card this time. Wow, they're using some high quality tape there, I tell you. Oh, there we go. Nightwing. I wouldn't really call this a trading card. Like, this is like the lowest attempt possible at a trading card. It's just a piece of the packaging with perforations. Yeah. Here's his locker full of accessories and stuff. Let's pop these open. And what does we have inside? Shaky, shaky. Oh, that's 2. Where's the... Wait a minute. Where's the last one? Oh, it's underneath the cardboard. Get out. Get... Oh, geez. This is the most stubborn accessory ever. There it is. For Robin, we got this red grapple launcher, a teensy-weensy bow staff, and also a little tiny katana blade. Okay, so with Robin's accessories being the, oh, right here, the red grapple, the bow staff, and the katana, it appears they're nothing special, but I did get Sky Detective. Alright. And of course, just like Batman, here's the figure. Hang on, let's get them all set up and looking nice and stuff, and then we'll look at each figure a bit closer. Okay, so now that we've got them each out of the package and all their accessories laid out, let's take a closer look at each of them, starting with the Dark Knight. This is Batman in his Rebirth uniform, and like I mentioned with my previous video about those 4-inch Spin Master figures, these are actually really kind of cool for the price and what you're getting and who they're marketed to. If I was a kid, I would have gobbled these things up. I would have Pac-Man'd them up from the toy aisle faster than you could have said, Bob's your uncle and your brother. Wait, what? With this figure, it really does seem like Spin Master paid attention, did their homework before they decided to do the 3D sculpting of this guy, because this actually does look like what Batman wore during his Rebirth era. The suit details look entirely accurate. That little line right there below his belt, the belt itself, the big bat with the yellow or gold, depending on who's drawing him at that point and coloring him in. The gloves, these gauntlets, look fairly accurate as well to the comic book, and the same thing for the boots. This is good. I mean, little kids, my boys, my younger boys, have accurate representations of Rebirth Batman to play with. How cool is that? And I like the face sculpt for this Batman too. There's nothing about it that looks out of proportion, looks weird. I think this Spin Master with this Batman figure has done a fine bang-up job. And now let's have a look at young Master Wayne. And I gotta tell you, Spin Master impresses me yet again. They've actually done their homework and made sure that they not only painted the appropriate detail onto this figure, but actually went ahead and sculpted it. And again, this says a lot when these figures are made for children to play with and they're not under the scrutinous eye of the adult collector. The R on Damien's chest there looks nice and crisp. You gotta remember these are painted really small and it looks really great for what it is. And then look at all the detail work on the suit there and on the gauntlets. Again, entirely accurate to what Damian Wayne actually looks like in the comics. I honestly just can't complain one little bit. When you come to the face sculpt, I like it. It looks very Damian, so no complaints as far as the overall look goes. There are some weird spots as far as paint goes up there on the top of his forehead area, but I guess that's what happens when you mass produce these things in a factory. They're not going to be perfect. I will say the one choice that I'm not happy with that Spin Master has made, it's with the material that they've used to make the capes for these figures. It's really cheap kind of ribbon material. But other than that, I think that these guys are absolutely fan-frickin-tastic. Articulation points, I mean, they're pretty simple. You can pretty much see what you're going to get, but I'll illustrate it quickly right here for you. I think Batman's head's supposed to be on a ball peg, but it doesn't do anything like a ball peg. It just goes around in a circle. I can't confirm that it's actually a ball peg. I'm just assuming. You know what? I changed my mind. I bet you these aren't actually ball pegs. Both of these characters have that hinge right there in the armpit, and we know what that does, up and down, all around, a pretty good range of movement, as well as an elbow that's single jointed, and it can spin around in a complete 360 circle, but also you can get 90 degrees. Their waist and torso has no articulation whatsoever, but both of them do have those little ball joints in the groin, so they have a lot of range of movement right there in there. I just said movement. As for torso articulation, these guys have absolutely none. No waist swivel, no ab crunch of any kind whatsoever, but they both do have the ball joints right there in the groin, and we know exactly what to expect from these. These are just as movable, in my opinion, pretty much as old school G.I. Joes. And yes, they have the thigh swivel. They can go 360. They got a single jointed knee that is okay, good enough for child play for sure, and as well as that, it rotates around 360 degrees. And as far as articulation goes, that's it. There are no more points of movement, and as far as I'm concerned, that is absolutely fine considering the audience and market these have been targeted towards. Here's what Batman looks like in his football helmet, with his bat shield, and with his launchy claw. And let's not forget that his shield separates into two and becomes two bladed weapons, which is kind of strange because that means that his shield is very sharp on the outside. And here's Robin with his back grapple. Where would he hide that? Hang on a second, I gotta grab that. Pyaw! Pulls this great big thing out from behind him. Oh, that thing is huge. I love it when they make kids' accessories so darn big he wouldn't even be able to lift it. Here he is with his katana blade. Oh, come here, I'm going to cut your bananas for you. And here he is with his bow staff. Stick. I wouldn't really call this a bow staff. It's kind of short. Let's see if we can make this like worthy of being a two-handed weapon. Can we? Oh, that's right. They don't. Darn it. Okay. All that stuff about not needing wrist articulation. I know as an adult collector, I'm used to having that. It's not going to work. It's like this, kids. That's it. He'll just beat you with a stick. So, all told, that's the sum total of all the accessories that Batman and Robin came with. Now, if it's comparisons you're looking to find, I've got a few here pulled out for you to compare him to, and if that doesn't do the trick, well then how about these Batman figures? That should give you a good idea of the rough scale and size of this Batman and Robin. And there you have it, that's the figures, the Dark Knight and Damian Wayne Robin with all their accessories. The only complaint I do have about these is that maybe Damian just seems like he's a lot too big, like he's already reached his 18th or possibly his 23rd birthday, and he's caught up to his father Brucey in height. But other than that, I think that these guys are great. And now we'll move on to the Batmobile, and you can see here that it's an open box concept. You got the Batmobile that's been strapped down to the bottom, while the Batboat's been yanked out of the Batmobile's rear end and strapped to the front of the box, so there's no mistaking exactly what you get and how it works. And then turning the package around, shout out to the two boys on the back of the box, Richard and Lenny, who look like they're having an absolutely fantastic time with this Batmobile. Actually, that's not true, because no one's actually touching the Batmobile on the back of the box. Lenny is just looking down at it and grinning, and Richie he's looking at us. Neither of them are touching it. And all out, here's what the Batmobile looks like. This Batmobile absolutely definitely has a Batman White Knight appearance to it, and I like that Batmobile. It's not my favorite Batmobile, but it's definitely a very cool looking Batmobile. Here's a look at the Batmobile from the front. When you look at the Batmobile's tires right off the bat, you can see that there's actually half bat as the tread, which is kind of cool that they did that, as well as putting little bat symbols right there in the way that the wheels attach to the car. The front of the Batmobile has those 4 machine guns right there at the front, and then you can see there's also that classic Batman face right on the front of the car. Not to mention you got all those gnarly exhaust pipes sticking out the side that are connected to the engine, which we can see right through the hood. All kinds of detail going on there. From the back, this Batmobile is equally as impressive too, having the exact same bat treads right there on the back wheels, as well as some pretty cool detail as far as that turbine goes. It's nice and clean and crisp looking, and I'm telling you, collectors and kids alike are going to like this Batmobile. Having a quick peek at the bottom here, you can see that this almost looks very skeletal-like. They've gone ahead and sculpted all kinds of stuff under there that connects to other bits and stuff, and you've got the chassis and drivetrain and stuff like that. Opening up the cockpit here, we can get a little bit of an inside view of the Batmobile and the little seat there that Batman sits in. And then lifting up the cockpit, we can pull out the secondary vehicle. I think that it's a little tiny Batplane, or like a jet of some kind. Kind of strange that they chose this thing to be a flying machine, because it doesn't actually have a dome or a roof over it, which means when you're flying around up in the sky, you're going to have insects and bugs and birds hitting you in the face. But really, logistically, how does this even work? Once you've ejected this thing out of the back end of the Batmobile, I mean, if you haven't noticed, this thing is what's got the turbine in it. So what does the Batmobile do? Just kind of pull over and stay there so that people can steal the hubcaps? I'm looking at you, Jason Todd. And let's be honest, if it wasn't for the fold-out wings and the little turbine on the back, we'd probably look at this and think that it was some kind of floating bat vehicle, not a bat jet. But whether or not this is a vehicle that was intended to defy gravity or float on the water, one thing's for sure, it's definitely made for your kitchen floor because it's got little tiny wheels on the bottom. Let's stick Batman right here in the Batmobile here. Stuff is caped down behind him so it's not getting in the way. There's these little tiny handles there that you can make Batman grab onto, and you just gotta just like that. So now Batman's hanging on for dear life. Flip the wings up and stuff it back in there and close the hatch. And ta-da! Now he's in the Batmobile. Technically, you don't have to take it out every time you want to stuff Batman in there. I mean, you can just put Batman in the Batmobile without taking the Batboat out. If I did have one thing about this Batmobile, I really kind of wish they did maybe a little bit differently. It's that I wish that this was a 2-person cockpit, because collectors and children would probably love to see Robin and Batman in the car together. However, it's very rare to get a 2-person cockpit, so this is probably about as good as it's going to get. And I absolutely love it. Now, I'm not going to compare this Batmobile to every Batmobile I own, but I'm going to compare it to the ones that I feel like are the most relevant. Here it is compared to the, I don't know which one this is. I found it at Value Village. It's from the Evergreen line. And here it is parked next to the Justice League Action Batmobile. Yeah, this one's pretty rough. My son plays with it and bangs the heck out of it, but that's what imaginative play is all about. Driving around the house and down the stairs. Here it is parked next to the Batman Missions Batmobile, the one for the 6-inch scale figures, not the one for the 12-inch figures. Here it is parked next to the, Kenner Blast Lane Batmobile? I think that's what it was called. The Blast Lane Batmobile. Except for I went ahead and stuck this bat right here to the front because I thought it looked cool. And finally, a Kenner Dark Knight Collection Batmobile. So I suppose my final thoughts on the Batman, Robin, and the Batmobile would be that I like them all very, very much. The playability and collectability for these figures and toys is through the roof. If you're a kid, you're going to love them, and if an adult, you're going to love them. If you want to buy them, get on the floor and play with your son or daughter, Batman and Robin, with these, it's going to be a fantastic time. And if you want to buy them and just stick them on a shelf, that's awesome too. I say go for it. But that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Hopefully you found this video a useful, entertaining, exhilarating waste of time, and if you did, hey, you know how to make the comment section work and the like button. You can feel free to do so or not. The choice is up to you. And if it's your first time here, then I invite you today on behalf of the rest of the Super Friends to join the DC squad simply by hitting the subscribe button. And oh yeah, Super Friends, if you'd like to buy a t-shirt to help support the channel, I've got a merch shelf open down below. Feel free to click on it. It'll take you to what I have for sale. Every penny I earn from t-shirt sales goes directly back into the channel. But yeah, with that, I'm done. So have a DC day and take care, everybody.